Hello, everyone. My name is Jaybird, and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. Without any further ado, let's get right back to where we left off last time. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this all even happen? Should I really meddle with the situation? They are only staying until after they defeat Malix. That's right. They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malix. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. Don't know who Kay is. The question was then, would I want them to leave? If my life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys, the beasts. I'd have to. My life. Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents, with only my friends and the beasts to comfort me. Without the beasts, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough. Let's just sleep and deal with tomorrow when it comes. Defeating my sense of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever.
Naomi?
You're so important to me.
Suzu. Right?
I swear I'll give my life to you.
James?
Please, let me love you.
Eric?
I'll be by your side, always.
Sam.
I can't imagine living without you.
Matthew.
I want to be with you.
Damien?
I love you.
James? I think. I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m. Why am I up so early? I fell back onto the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. Same. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? I don't know. I guess I could explore the house. Or I could work on homework. I don't want coffee, but let's explore the house. I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. Well, come on, feet, let's go on an adventure. I stood and exited my room, hoping that the beasts, were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on my end of the house, opening each door to find what room each door led to. Quickly, I found an old office. A desk and a chair sat by the far side as a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves in any drawers I saw in the room, and a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked no matter how many times I pulled. Grr! Come on, open! Nothing. It would not budge. Well, yeah, it's fucking locked. The drawer beside it, though, did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in the in a drawer? I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Let's try. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh, look at that. On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products, the list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of the Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad would sure be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Virago? I double-clicked on the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click from the drawer that was locked. From the drawer that was locked. Oh, what the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand, revealing 2 books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed. The other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic. He really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. Yes, that's where you typically memorize things. I don't know what came over me, but I started to feel more energetic and more powerful simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. The more I read, the more powerful I became. However, my mind suddenly froze, and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset, and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more that I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually I would come back and look into it. Ooh, achievement unlocked. Curiosity is in the family, and has a picture of my grandpa. You can't see it, but I can. And now it's gone. I returned to my bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday, and nothing was happening today. Nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes. Back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Why is time going so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. Ooh. Oh my. In the yard were all 5 of the beasts, practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. Don't disturb them. Yeah, I'm not going to disturb them. I just watched. The beasts were very much in their own world, focusing on the training they were all in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head inside to the kitchen. I was getting hungry, and I'm sure the beasts would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make... Oh no. It's gonna make me choose. Oh, no. I feel like I need a guide for this. So I'm gonna look that up. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just a few more minutes. Or 1 minute. Or maybe 2. Or maybe 5. Okay, one more, maybe 2 more minutes. Maybe a minute. Sorry to do this. Okay. Wait. Trying to find it. Oh, okay. Simple chicken and rice. That's what they want. That's what Damien wants. Gotta keep their energy and strength up with protein. I took my time to make almost perfect chicken breasts along some rice. Cooking wasn't hard unless you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the beasts were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the beasts separating in different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the beasts were focused on training. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the beasts. I looked down in each hall trying to find one of the incubi wandering so that I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? I sighed, knowing that I would have to search for them in each room. I quickly turned and headed up the stairs. I began to walk down a hall and opened a random door, peeking inside. Lucky enough, I found Damien in the study. Damien was in Grandfather's study, which I had explored not long ago. Despite only being here for a short while, Damien looked like he knew this room like the back of his hand. Damien was gazing at the pictures and books on the shelf, almost looking lost and dazed. It was almost adorable, but I could sense a small hint of sadness in his eyes. Damien?
Huh? Oh, hello.
Damien turned to me and gave a gentle smile, as if he was doing nothing as I came in. I entered the room and closed the door behind me.
I was just looking at the books. They're very interesting topics.
Huh? I looked over at the shelf and skimmed over the spines of each book. They were all books about business and psychology, all ranging in thickness. That's a very thick book. Some crossed over and brought the two topics together, while others were strictly one or the other. Did my grandfather read and study all of these? They seemed used, but they were covered by a small layer of dust.
Do humans really study this much?
Occasionally. It depends on why we're studying.
What do you mean?
Well, if we are interested in a topic like business, we learn what we can because we want to know more.
Are there things you can't study?
Nope. There are books and stuff about anything and everything.
Even the demon world?
Maybe, but those books are considered fiction or religious theory. But usually those books are considered fiction or religious theory. It was almost cute to talk about learning with Damien. I guess learning was different in the demon world, but telling him about learning was almost like telling a child the meaning of life. I felt myself become a little wiser as we continued talking.
Humans can learn anything? At any time?
We have libraries and bookstores full of books we can read.
Humans have the freedom to learn anything.
I looked to Damien in confusion. He seemed to look jealous. What about demons? Can't they learn what they want? Damien shook his head before looking down at his feet.
Demons don't have schools to learn from like humans do. Everything we learn comes from experience or verbal mentoring. Books are only permitted to be read by higher nobles.
I stared wide-eyed. There were no schools in the Abyssal Plains? That seemed so unreal. Yet in a way, I wasn't that surprised.
The only ones who have ever touched a book are James and Eric, since they're the oldest. Sam and Matthew chose not to read.
What about you? Damien stood silent for a bit before sitting on the ground, leaning against the large desk in the room. I decided to follow along and sat beside him.
You brought food?
Yes. Huh? Oh yeah, I brought food. Here.
Thank you.
Damien took his dish of food and began to eat politely eat. I followed suit. It was plainly obvious that he was dodging my question. Did I want to know? I was very curious. I should ask again. It tells me to. It told me to. The guy told me to, okay? I was curious, so I had to ask. However, Damien looked at me, stopping me from opening my mouth.
Because I'm technically not a noble at all.
I tilted my head and raised an eyebrow in confusion. What you talking about? Not a noble, but aren't you all brothers? If the others are nobles, that would make you one. Damien looked to his dish with a sigh. I suddenly felt regret for asking and pushing the topic. Before I could apologize, Damien spoke.
We are all half brothers. We only share the same father. Our mothers are all different. James, Eric, Sam, and Matthew all had noble mothers who are now queens. My mother was not a noble, and is not a queen.
That would explain all the different hair colors. And eye colors. That makes a lot more sense. I could see sadness in Damien's eyes. I bit my lip. I shouldn't have pushed the issue. I'm sorry. Damien shook his head, snapping out of his thoughts, and smiled at me.
For what? We didn't know, and were curious. It was only appropriate to answer.
Still, it was rude of me to pry like that. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. Damien only smiled lightly at me before continuing to eat. As he ate, my mind began to wander to the Abyssal Plains. What was it like? What did it look like? Was their castle big? How many servants did they have? My thoughts were halted by Damien chuckling. Most likely at my thoughts, I turned red in embarrassment. Sorry.
You keep saying sorry when you don't need to. It's kind of cute.
Don't call me cute! Don't call me cute! Not. I pursed my lips but couldn't stop a blush from running across my face. This was going nowhere. I went back to eating in futility, earning another chuckle from Damien. However, as a groan of pain escaped Damien's lips, I stopped and looked at him in surprise. This is gonna be a really long episode, I can already tell you that. I don't want to stop right now. Damien, are you okay?
Yeah. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry about it. I heard him gulp down and hide another groan, making me even more concerned than before. Damien.
It's just a headache. I get it when I run out of energy. I'll be fine.
He was out of energy? I guess he didn't take enough when we first met. So it was just enough to heal his wounds.
None of us took more than we needed to heal.
From the sound of his voice, he was fighting back major pain. I felt incredibly bad. Damien smiled very lightly at me.
I'll be fine.
No, you won't. I gotta give you my energy. If he needed energy, I was willing to give it. Damien instantly turned away from me before I could finish my sentence.
No. No. I'll be fine. I'm used to this.
No. Used to it? Used to pain? There was no way that it was okay. I glared at Damien's back before grabbing his shoulder and forcing him around. Damien stared at me wide-eyed in surprise. Damien, let me help you, please. I don't want to see you in pain like this. Do it. Do it. Do it. I continued to stare at him, wondering if he'd make the first move. I wanted to help him truly. I knew that my energy would help him not feel pain. Damien must have heard my thoughts as his gaze changed from nervous to piercing. Oh, this music, though. That's some very nice porno music there. All of a sudden, I felt that familiar feeling of warmth run through my body once again. I felt my body slightly heat up as Damien wrapped an arm around my body and pulled my body tightly to his. Damien grew a lustful gaze before speaking, bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck.
Thank you.
Oh my god. I'm not really satisfied with this picture. Look! I'm pretty sure every single, special picture of, this is drawn by different people because it all looks different all the time. It's not consistent, and it kind of bothers me. Before I knew it, Damien pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Heat erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Damien kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. The energy from my body was slowly draining in the kiss, making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in this situation. Still, I held no regrets. I was enjoying every bit of this kiss. Damien was a wild card. I didn't really know what to expect from him, and his kiss was no exception. Damien wasn't forceful, but his kiss was deep and passionate, and it felt almost magical. Well, yeah, he's a fucking demon. He is a fucking demon, actually. He is a fucking demon. It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with energy drain. Soon, though, the energy drain stopped, and Damien gently pulled his face away to end the kiss. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. Sorry, I hit my mic with my head. Sorry about that. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I had never kissed like that before, and I was so lost in the moment that I had forgotten how to breathe. God. Damien moved a strand of hair from my face to behind my ear. I was still full of desire.
I'm okay now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more. I'm supposed to keep going. Apparently, the guide says so. Keep going, apparently. I opened the opportunity, and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more. More! And I was going to let him keep going. I wanted to keep going. I leaned up and kissed him again. Damien gasped against my lips, but continued to kiss back. Oh my god. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to his pocket before gently unbuttoning the top 2 buttons of my blouse. Oh my god, no. No! Are we gonna have sex? Please no. The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape my lips as he ran kisses from my lips down to my exposed neck. Oh no. As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and let a pleasurable sigh escape my lips. Damien was ruthless in his passionate kisses on my skin. I hope... Damien didn't stop touching and kissing me, making more moans and gasps rush out of my mouth into the open air. He may have been full, but he was as hot as I was. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we had spent making out. I was lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. Call it sinful, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything that at that moment. Even as he lowered his kisses down my chest, just above my bra, my heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about Damien intrigued me immensely, but something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. What was it? However, I began to feel dizzy, seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly. I gripped onto Davian's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could let out another sound. Yay! It felt good. I didn't care that I was blacked out. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. I now just wanted to awaken, hopefully in a good way. My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting the sight around me. I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders, and I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing. Swollen lips. Why were my lips swollen? Wait. What lips? Which ones? I have two pairs. Oh no. Well guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. If you enjoyed this episode of Seduce Me the Otome, and I know I did, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, remember... This is the content you subscribed for. It's kind of too late to back out now. I'm sorry. Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize, but holy fucking shit. I'm glad they didn't actually have sex. I would have to censor that shit. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, remember, die safely. Bye-bye.